Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. Shadowgate Classic. How can a gate be a shadow at the same time? Point-and-click adventure games may not be as popular as they once were, but there was a time when they ruled the roost. King's Quest, Space Quest, Monkey Island, they were the pinnacle of gaming. The problem is, they died out as games evolved because they were the style of game that had trouble evolving. It just didn't feel quite as satisfying to point and click when you had to do so with a D-pad and an A button. Also, a lot of those old point-and-click games were garbage, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, as gaming moved more towards consoles, point-and-click games didn't show up nearly as much. So trying to put a whole point-and-click adventure on the Game Boy, that seems like a Herculean task. But there's a major advantage that this game has. It's a straight-up port. Shadowgate, made by ICOM Simulations, originally released in 1987 for Macintosh computers. And another major advantage is that the game had already been ported to shocking success. Shadowgate hit the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1989, ported by Kemco, and was a huge hit for the system. And that eventually prompted Infinite Ventures to port the game to the Game Boy Color 10 years later, now under the name Shadowgate Classic, with refined graphics to introduce the game to a whole new generation. And introduce it to me as well, because point-and-click games have never really been my jam, and I've seen almost nothing of Shadowgate. Although I think there's a skeleton involved at some point. What I love about the box art is that this could apply to basically any fantasy game. There's a castle, a dragon, and a sword. You've got all three major food groups covered. You can replace the title with Dark Souls, or Baldur's Gate, or Skyrim, and not a single person would bat an eye. So, can the Game Boy handle both pointing and clicking? Let's open the gate to Shadowgate Classic. Kemco. Trademark of Infinite Ventures, yep, all that. Ooh. Shadowgate Classic. Oh, I like this music. File 1. Wow, multiple save files. The last thing that you remember is standing before the wizard Lakmir as he waved his hands. Oh yeah, that did happen, didn't it? The writing effect is actually pretty nice. Within the castle Shadowgate lies your quest. The dreaded Warlock Lord will use his black magic to raise the behemoth from the dark depths. Oh, that sounds like it'll suck. We have an actual story in a Game Boy game. I appreciate that. You swear that you will destroy the Warlock Lord. Let's do this. Okay. It's a stone wall. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Whoa. The door is open. Wait, no, I didn't want to do that. That pitiful wizard Lakmir was a fool to send a buffoon like you to stop me. Okay, hang on, how do I do this? Oh, I see. Okay, so that's what I was confused about. This part on the right. I don't know what that does. I'll figure out what that does later, but this one, ooh, hello. Wow, there's a lot here. Oh, you know what? I bet that's an item I can have later. Okay, so, okay, I keep getting distracted. Over here, this is how you can move around, and this is how you can look at things. Use torch. What I'm going to use this for? Be best if you don't do that. Seem to be wasting your time. Okay, fine, this way. What? Oh, I'm still using. There we go. Now, the door's locked. The door's locked. So you're wasting my time, darn it. And I can't go forward? Hit. Door. Nothing happened. See, this is why I didn't like point-and-click games. I'm already stuck. Wait a sec. Surely there's a way to use this torch. Okay, hang on. I just need to look up something. Give me a sec. Okay, I was just looking up if I can actually use this torch. I can't. Huh. Is there something out here I missed? Use skull. Oh! Hello there. Now you have to go down and hit take key. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is a very interesting type of point-and-click game, especially on the Game Boy. Can I take these? The torch is in hand. Let's use key on door. Yes! I'm digging this. Stone walls seem uncomfortably close as he walked down the stairs. You know what? Since we have an idea of how the gameplay is, I kind of want to move straight to... Ooh, straight to the Game Boy Color to see what it looks like. Ooh, that does look nice. Oh, I forgot to save. Oh, this looks really nice. Alright, let's skip ahead. Doesn't seem like it's playing any differently. So, these point-and-click games often were a little awkward if you didn't have a mouse and keyboard, but this one is actually working pretty well, I'd say. I would assume this is a fairly short game, because the idea is, ooh, the eyes look good. The idea is, trying to figure out how to get forward, and there's a lot of traps. But, so far, I'm only a couple rooms in, but it's enjoyable. I will say having to go up and down to do this is a little annoying, but I kind of feel like that's par for the course. Oh, wait, hang on. I want to take those torches. It's an ancient tomb. No one has disturbed it. Let's take it. Oops. When you remove the book, and I fall to my death. Ah, there he is! Johnny's skull. It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. How far back do I go? Oh, that's tremendous. Okay. I have an idea. Let's save. Now then. Take torch. I bet there are a lot of mechanics that I don't know about. Open the book. A rectangular hole has been cut out of the center. Yeah, the interface is actually pretty easy to navigate. Arrow on the front roll. Alright, I made it to a new screen. Better save. This is not my kind of game. I will openly admit that. Definitely not my kind of thing. But just from a quality standpoint, I'm pretty impressed with this. Whoops. I broke it. So, yeah, I guess the best way to put this game is that if you like point-and-click adventure games, you'll really like this. But if you don't, I don't think this is going to change your mind. It won't open? Oh, yeah? What if I take it? Oh. Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. I have to find the Shadowgate shark repellent. Turns out behind that gate is a shockingly well-done port. Considering all the moving parts that you have when trying to make a point-and-click adventure game, there were a lot of ways they could have fumbled this, but instead it seems like Shadowgate made the jump to the Game Boy and Game Boy Color completely unscathed. The way it arranged all the mechanics made good use of the smaller screen. It was a bit annoying to scroll down to use items, but this really is the best way to do it, otherwise the screen would have gotten way too cluttered, and everything else that worked in the game was brought over straight from the NES version without having to make any sacrifices. All in all, it's about as quality of a port as you can get, perfectly translating the game to the more limited hardware. All of that said, there's a big asterisk that comes with this game, and it's one kind of detached from the objective quality. It's a point-and-click adventure game. They are very, very hit or miss from player to player, more so than almost any other gaming genre out there. And speaking personally, I can't see myself going back to this game because it's a style that just doesn't click for me. While I appreciate the thoughtful game design that goes into games like this, well, sometimes, other times it's complete moon logic, I always find myself getting really bored really quickly. It's cool to see the game done so well on the handheld, but I think if I had this one as a kid, or heck, even as an adult, I'd play it for a bit, get to the first meaty puzzle, get bored, and switch over to Mega Man or something. Everyone should try a point-and-click adventure game at some point to determine if they like that kind of gameplay. And given how well this game pulled off everything it set out to do, I could give it a hearty recommendation as a great starting off point for people new to the genre. Then again, the game does have the game over skeleton, so I guess it's my favorite game ever. And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.